I need football weather. The good news is A&M, one way or the other, is playing in December. Hopefully we'll get some football weather. But we're 11-0.
Yep.
I mean, not technically they locked in the playoff today. Technically they could have lost to Samford and then Texas and been out of the playoffs, but we knew that wasn't going to happen, but it needed to not happen, which it didn't. So now it is official that they're going to be in the playoff. It was, we felt great after they beat LSU, and you're like, man, if they just go 2-1 against Mizzou, Texas, or they could go 1-2 against Mizzou, South Carolina, and Texas. And I think in all our heads, we were assuming they were going to kind of roll through South Carolina, or I thought not close, but they were just going to pull away. Who knew? So we felt great after the LSU game. Oh, you could go 1-2 in those three, and you'd still be in. Probably not if you got smoked by South Carolina.
Right.
Then after Missouri, it's done. No one was thinking you could be down 30-3 to South Carolina at the half. Then you were. We all started to kind of think about, well, what does this mean? Then the greatest comeback in school history. And then to plop Samford down in there makes it. I had a lot of fun last weekend, just the whole weekend, friends in town, and the way the game went was unforgettable. You kind of understood that you punched your playoff ticket. So this was kind of a exhale thing. And I'm sure Mike Elko was working against that all week with his team, no matter what you try to say. You know, that's one of the negatives of this late season SEC kind of, poop game in the middle of nowhere. I would rather them not have it, but I also don't think A&M or anyone in the SEC should apologize for it. I just hate that so many teams do it on the same weekend. It makes for kind of a lame weekend of college football. Yep. There's not the two games we're recording this right after the game. The two games I really care to watch the rest of the weekend are on right now. The third one was while A&M played, OU and Missouri. So, I get the fact that when the whole SEC or three-quarters of the SEC does it, it kind of makes for not a good weekend of college football this late in the season where I think it should be like ramping up. But I also think for the people that aren't doing it, from Steve, the sudden whiner Sarkisian, to everyone from Signetti and everyone else affiliated with the Big Ten, to Texas Tech fans all up in my mentions with some random Kansas State fan in my mentions, we Big 12 truthers, as I call them. I would say, like, when we're showing Mendoza's stats, remember that 9 of his total touchdowns came against Indiana State, the freaking Sycamores, and Kennesaw State. I don't even know their mascot. I know somebody listening knows trivia like that. But Kennesaw State and Indiana State, the Sycamores and Kennesaw State, 9 touchdowns. So we'll talk about Marcel.
Scrappy the Owl. Well, that's their mascot.
The Owls.
Yeah.
The Sycamores with the owl living in the sycamore tree. The two of them could combine for one cool mascot, I guess, right? But they don't combine for one good football team. And neither did Samford. And Mike Elko took Marcel out with 10 minutes left in the second quarter. We'll talk about that in a minute. So don't talk to me about when the games are played. Like I said last week, Steve Sarkisian needed to play Sam Houston
early on
in September to get his quarterback's mental state right, where he can run over their defenders and stand over them. And, they can turn that into a graphic that their social media team talks about all week. They wanted that, and it helped them.
Yeah.
It helped them get, they needed that. If they'd had one more SEC loss, they wouldn't even been in the conversation the last month. So I don't care when you play it. I don't like that so many SEC teams do this on this actual weekend, but that was the schedule. And Texas A&M came out after an emotional win and before a very important football game. And I thought A+. A+ in terms of the focus, A+ in terms of when you could get those starters out. They seemed like they came out of it healthy. They were able to rest guys like, Craver, Le'Veon Moss, Scooby Williams another week for both of them to rest. I think that they handle business, man. You go out and it's what is it? Is 31 was 31 nothing at halftime, or was it 28 nothing?
28. Let me double check. No, 31. Yep, 31 nothing.
31 nothing at a half. Game over. Like you said, you got more. You could have had a lot more. You took Marcel out 5 minutes into the second. I think your offense still showed some rhythm. The run game was working. You let Marcel make some downfield throws. It was, and then the defense just complete shutdown. They do what you're supposed to do against a bad team. They didn't have let ups and pop a run play for 40 yards in the first drive of the game and go, where we have to go, well, you take away that one run. No, they completely shut them down for really 4 quarters, but especially the starting unit. What they have? They have 12 yards at halftime? Yeah. Were they up in total yardage like 370 to 20 at halftime?
I will tell you the exact numbers.
You got it right in front of you.
I got it right here. Paper. First half, I got it right here. Summary. 12 total yards to 201.
Yeah, 200 yards to 12. I think at some point it was like 370 to 20-something. Like, it was total destruction. It's what you're supposed to do.
At the end of the third quarter, it was 429 to 66.
Yeah, they just no let down. Everybody got to play. It's an A+ Saturday for the Aggies. Now you go get healthy, get rested up and healthy, and then you start a short week. You're a day shorter leading up to the big one.
So I'm going to tell you the two ways I was thinking. Okay. The fan in me was like, I really want Marcel for another drive or two. Mm-hmm. So because I want to see those balloon his stats. Yeah, that's the fan in me. Mm-hmm. The playoff national championship bug in me is like, he's done enough. They're not coming back from 28-0. Yeah. Let's go home. So those two things were debating, and I'm glad that the safety part of me won that. Not that I had anything to do with it. It had zero to do with it, actually.
That's who I call it. You've got Nerd Alert Nuño, and you've got
Nuño?
Octagon Nuño. Nerd Alert Nuño, and then Octagon Nuño, and you guys were battling it out on this. I got a lot of calls. I got some interesting people reaching out to me going like, really? They're taking him out with 10? I said, I think that was 100% the thing to do. Marcel scrambled one play, had a few guys kind of tangle up with him. He had a play where the guy face masked him.
That's right.
Turned his head around.
I think on the play where they had the punt. The one time they punted when he was out there was on that play.
It's just, he might scramble and think, I've got this one easy. And then you get some,
track star.
Johnny All-American here come flying over and try to late hit you. Like, I just didn't think Marcel Reed could not win a Heisman today against Samford. And if he would have thrown, the disappointing part is if he would have thrown 6 touchdowns, it would have actually been a conversation point this week. Well, look what A&M tried to do. And they'd forget that Indiana did the same thing
early on
with Mendoza early on. Like, Texas talked up and hyped up Arch Manning's like 5 TD, 350-yard day against Sam Houston. But if you do it later in the season, it's stat padding for a Heisman. Texas Tech put their linebacker in Wildcat to get him an offensive touchdown and get him on the highlights. And by the way, before I get too judgmental, A&M had Johnny Manziel try to kick an extra point against Sam Houston in November. Yep. So, but I promise all of you, and I'm right, had A&M let Marcel throw 6 first-half touchdowns or 7, people would have, as early as tomorrow evening and Monday, people would have said, A&M's just padding stats, Samford's so bad. I thought it was the right thing. You don't risk injury at all. He did throw for 3 touchdowns, 10 of 15, just came in, TD, Bethel Roman, terrific throw.
Yep.
KC, and then the beautiful long bomb. I thought it was a perfect way to cap it off for Marcel. Get him out of there. He's not winning. Guys, Marcel is not winning the Heisman against Samford. He is not going to overtake statistically someone like Mendoza because of what he does in this game. He's going to win the Heisman because A&M's 11-0, and if they go 12-0 and they win in Austin, and if they go 13-0 and they beat Alabama or Georgia in Atlanta, and A&M wins the SEC title for the first time, that's how he wins it. Or he might if he just goes crazy against Texas and they beat him and has a really nice game and they lose in the SEC title game, he still could. But I'm just telling you, the path to win it is go play well in Austin and beat Texas and go play well in Atlanta and win the SEC title. That's that. If he does that, I think he absolutely, if you want to say, like, how does he actually win this thing?
That's how.
That's how. And I don't know what the cutoff of numbers is. Just go play like you did in the second half against Carolina. Go play like you did in Baton Rouge. Go play like you did in Fayetteville. Play like you did in South Bend. Any of those performances, that level, and A&M 2-0, he's going to win the Heisman Trophy.
I agree with
you. He
you.
was not going to do it today. I totally agree with what they did.
Yeah, I agree. And not only his health and his Heisman odds, which he wasn't going to win today, the health overall, I like the strategy of everybody started coming out. Like, you didn't see much of Cassius Howell.
Yeah, no.
And I'd love to have seen him get 3 sacks.
He wanted 3 sacks from him. I get it.
But you're not going to get 3 sacks against this team that's going to throw the ball in 1.2 seconds.
Thank you to Academy Sports and Outdoors for the free portion of this content here on TexAgs.com. If you want to listen to the extended version, go to TexAgs.com/subscribe and become a premium subscriber. And if you're a student at A&M, take advantage. We'll give it to you for free.
The hardest part? Sitting still.